which you can then use to see if a particular string is of a particular format. You might use it to see if a string contains a particular word, or is in the format of an email address, or a whole range of other uses. So let's dive straight in and see how regular expressions, or regex, works. I'm going to go back to my desktop file now. So I'm going to close down CompleteWebDeveloper.com, and I've got my Learning jQuery document back. I've cleared out the contents of the body. I just need to put my script tag back in. So we define a regular expression in a very similar way to normal variables. We start with var, and we'll call this regex. Now the difference is, instead of using quotes to contain our regular expression, we use slashes. So for the moment, our first regex variable is just going to be the word great inside slashes. Now, how do we use that? Well, we need a second variable. We'll call this string, and we'll set it to the value regex is great. Okay, so now we're going to simply use regex to determine whether or not the word great features in the variable string. And the way we do that is using the jQuery match function. So we take the string and we match it with the particular regex. That's it. So we've taken the string and we're using the match function on that string, and we're using the particular regex variable to match it with. So again, that won't do anything because it's just matching it. We need to actually return a value. So let's set a new variable, call it result, and set it equal to that match. And let's see what we get. So now we'll just alert result. And let's refresh this. See what happens. So what it does is it returns the result, which in this case is great, because it's found the word great. Let's just see what happens if the word great is no longer there. We'll change the text a little bit. It returns null. So if we want to find out whether or not a particular string contains another string, then we'll use the match command, and it will either return the string itself or it will return the null variable to show that it's not there at all. Now, a couple of other things that's worth checking out. If we spell great with a capital G there and then run our regex, it won't return it because it will look for exactly that set of characters, so small g, R-E-A-T. If we want to do a case-insensitive search, we can add the I flag at the end of the regex string, and this will now do a case-insensitive search. So if I now run that, it returns great. So it's found it. Finally, we might want to search for a string that may appear inside another string many times. So let's see, for example, the letter E. If we, instead of using the I flag, we use the G flag. G is short in this case for global. So we're searching for every instance that E comes up in the sentence regex is great. So let's see what the result is in that case. It's a little array containing E, E, and E. So that shows us that there are 3 E's in the variable string. Now this might look reasonably straightforward and not particularly useful when you're doing it in this sort of context, but when you want to evaluate an email address, for example, or a password, and make sure that it's of a specific format, or perhaps contains a number or contains a capital letter, then regex is an extremely useful way to do that. And that's what we'll see in the next video.